Hello everyone. So today I'll speak on a very interesting topic, and the topic is keeping a betta on a budget. Now, I don't know if you all know about the story of Sam. That's the betta that I have here with me. Um, if you don't know the story about him, there will be an annotation mentioned right here where you can go ahead and check it out. Um, it will tell you the story on how I got him, and I didn't expect to have a fish like him, be with me. So I won't speak on those points. However, let's just say he was an unexpected guest, and emotionally, I had to buy this particular betta, who I have named Sam. And I will talk about a few aspects on fish keeping where you don't have to spend a lot of money. So the first thing, there are a few things that you would need, you know, for keeping a betta. The first basic thing is an aquarium. So as you can see, I have a 3-gallon aquarium which I have used for this tank. I've used for this setup, and he seems to be quite happy here. The second thing that you would need would be plants or something of an aquarium decor. The third thing that you would need is something to feed the betta, okay? That will cost you money. And the fourth thing that you would need is, filtration and conditioning of the water. So I'll talk about all of these, you know, one at a time. So the first thing would be the tank or the aquarium. Now, I was in the aquarium hobby 3 years ago, and I had just, I've kept fish for about 10 plus years. However, I had stopped keeping fish 3 years ago because I didn't have the time. But these were some of my hospital tanks. I have one more tank just like this one, which I use to keep the betta. However, uh, let me say these tanks come really cheap. So if you look in the US, if you look on Craigslist, or if you're in India, like I am, you can check on OLX or eBay or any of these online listing websites, and you'll get these for a very cheap deal. So this also was bought through an online listing website called OLX, and had bought it, approximately 7 years ago for just 200 rupees. I'm sorry, 300 rupees. So which comes to closely, around $4 to $5, which is really a bargain. And it was really a good tank then. It has a couple of scratches here now. That was due to me keeping it as a hospital tank and it not a show tank. But when I got it, it was really good. So you can get a tank for real cheap. So that would be your expense. The next thing that I want to talk about is the aquarium plants. Now I have kept pothos here. As you can see, this is golden pothos. It's not an aquarium plant. However, it is submerged for 15 days now, and what I see it is far from dying. It is actually thriving. It is growing new roots, as you can see here and here. It's also growing and putting out new leaves, which are struggling to get to the surface. So it's putting out leaves. You can see just here one new leaf which has come, the small little stalk there. It's a budding leaf. So yes, if you have a pothos plant that you have very, which is very valuable to you, I would suggest don't do this. Don't put it in an aquarium because they will not thrive here. They will just live. However, it seems to be contrary to what I'm saying because they are actually growing quite well. These plants that I have here are all cuttings from a very huge plant that I have outside my kitchen window. So I had to spend no money on these plants. So if you also want to keep these kind of plants underwater where you can make your better comfortable, you can do that. The next thing I want to talk about, so that's for aquarium plants. As you can see, it's bare bottom, so it helps me to clean up easily. You can see I put some food stuff which is settled to the bottom. Tomorrow I can just siphon and clean it up. The next thing I want to talk about is filtration and uh, you know uh, water treatment. So don't skimp out on this one. What I have here is Lifesaver, or it's a water conditioner or dechlorinator. I had this also from my previous hobby. It was just lying in store for about 2 to 3 years, and this much is sufficient. Okay, so yeah, so do buy this. They will come for about $2 to $3, or in India you'll get this for about 100 rupees. Do not skimp on this, guys. Buy it. As far as the filtration is concerned, I have no filtration whatsoever. So I do 30% water changes every alternate day. So by the end of the week, I will have complete water change of this tank. And as you can see, as the water is still, most of the debris settles to the bottom, which I siphon every alternate day, and also empty the tank 20%. So this may not be the best way, but my betta is really thriving in this tank. So that's another way of saving money. I do have an aquarium filter, but I don't want to put it into this tank simply because it's a very small tank and the filter is really huge. So I don't think that flow will really help my betta here. The next thing I want to talk about is food for your betta. Now I don't know if you know this, but you can make food for your betta at home. And I'm not talking about mincing beef heart and things like that. I'm talking about this stuff here. Now, what is this? This is nothing but I have taken an egg yolk, okay, and I have gone ahead and passed it through a strainer or a sieve, whatever you may call it, and then I've kept it in, the hot sun. You can keep it either in the sun for 2 to 3 hours to dry out, or since I didn't have the opportunity to keep it in the sun, I put it in the oven for about 10 minutes at around 180 degrees Celsius. And once this dries out, you can feed this. This is just of one yolk, one egg yolk, boiled, hard boiled. Okay, and this is the food, I feed him. And if you see, I don't feed him too much, it's hardly half a pinch. I lift the lid and try to put it under the water, and it's not like he doesn't like it. In fact, he will come and eat it. I don't know why he's not doing it right now, but he really comes and he enjoys this meal. If he sees it, he will. So in addition to this, I also feed him a mosquito larvae, and which, as you know, I keep potholes, so I keep them for rooting in water. And when I keep them for rooting in water, there are mosquito larvae which are formed there, and I clean those containers every 3 days to prevent more mosquitoes from forming, and hence I feed them to him. So that's how I feed my betta as well. And finally, I did not speak about how will you source your betta. So many people who are new to the hobby will think about, how do I get a betta which is cheap? Well, don't go for the types which are crown tails or things like that. Whale tails as well, like the one that I have, are quite beautiful. And he's a little shy, so he's not coming to the camera right now. but when he displays, he really looks very beautiful. So he the betas like these come, they are the cheapest because they're the most common. However, if you're a beginning or a beginner fish keeper, do consider these guys as well. So I hope you found these tips, helpful. Um, do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll try to make more videos on bettas or fish keeping in general. Um, Thank you everyone for watching this video and have a great day. And before I end this video, let me also say that since I stay in India, the temperature fluctuates from or ranges from anything like 20 degrees to 35 degrees to 40 degrees. So I don't need an aquarium heater here. However, if you stay in a cold climate, you may require an aquarium heater as well. So don't skimp on an aquarium heater. I used to use two brands. One is a Fluval, Fluval, or a Boyu, Boyu. Those are two good brands, and which I've used in the past. But for this guy, I don't need it at all. And do not skimp on the water conditioner, guys. In addition to that, you can also put half a teaspoon of sea salt inside the aquarium like I do, and that will also help keeping diseases at bay. I hope you liked my video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. Do share it with anyone you feel that this video will help, and subscribe for more such videos. Thank you and have a good day, and God bless.